Dimao path. If I don't go all out, I won't even qualify to keep going. Go all in, don't chicken out, who knows, maybe this time I'll unlock the achievement, tearing down a Gundam barehanded. Phew, looks like this unit hasn't had maintenance in ages, it's all decayed. Head straight for the chest compartment. And yank the pilot out. Holy crap, a sonic air cannon, is this really Qing's Moyuan tech? No wonder I managed to crawl around in an EU puppet before. I was wondering why the designer accounted for everything. Turns out, this was the correct way to pilot an EU puppet. Icho path. The Grand Artificer saved that Grand Master Hanfe? Records say Hanfe was hunted down by Qing's King Qing and 3 other Grandmasters. But he didn't die, instead, he escaped to the frontier. That beep-starred Han might be a Grandmaster, but he's seriously wounded, his meridians shattered, his chi and blood are only at Earth Seal 6th level at best. He can take on a few puppets, but dozens? Forget it. So, in front of my puppet army, he still had to obediently drink medicine and recover. A mighty Grand Master, forced to lie in bed. Now that's funny. Today marks the 100th day since I saved that bastard Hanfe. We still haven't had any deep conversations, but at least he stopped avoiding me on purpose. Hanfe saw my blueprints for the improved EU puppet and gave a few suggestions. I actually think they're pretty good. In the end, I took a special blood jade from the 9 Grandmaster's remains and used it as the core. This blood jade, like solidified chi and blood, allows the puppet to function without a driver. I quickly lost interest in this puppet. After slapping on a few features like beast transformation mode, I tossed it in front of the warehouse on Jiazi Path to serve as a guard. Next, I should find something more challenging to kill time with. Should I build smarter puppets? Or maybe remodel my entire workshop into a floating city? So many tempting options. The 9 Grandmaster's remains are on Jiazi Path, and I'm over here on Icho Path. Missed the mark, but with a Grand Artificer enhanced EU puppet standing guard, Da Huang better not run into it before we regroup. Dimao Path. This much? Still not enough to kill me. Sure, I keep getting smacked into the ground, but it's not like I'm coming out empty-handed. Every time we fought, I managed to land a whip strike on the decayed chest armor of the puppet, and since it's just a brainless machine acting on autopilot, it never realized its chest plate was compromised. Roaring now? You haven't won yet. The puppet's force output is starting to drop. Is the driver low on chi and blood? Let's unlock the Tanka Mecha with raw flesh achievement. Teacher said don't rely on brute force alone. Blend hardness with softness, use your head in a fight. First, forcibly redirect its punch trajectory. Then, borrow its own strength. Perfect, movement restricted for now. Time to rip it apart. No pilot? Unmanned? Black tech alert. Not sure how it works, but that thing's definitely its power core, and Xiao Hao Bone is reacting big time. Alright then. Xiao Hao Bone, devour it. This redstone spiritual energy is top tier, way better than all those gloomy ancient relics. Just a shame there's so little of it, gone in one bite. Makes sense though, it's been sitting for over 500 years. Better search thoroughly. If I find a few more pieces, the second bone fawn of the Xiao Hao Bone might finally emerge. Ancient chi and blood completely drained from the blood jade in the remains. Incoming identified as 9 blooded. That voice again. Opening Jiazi Path. Benin Path. This place, all of it records martial techniques modified by Grandmaster Hanfe, but they're all basic soldier-level arts. Even with the upgrades, they're still too weak. Looks like Benin Path is Hanfei's inheritance site. Who knows if there are other paths or inheritances, but I'm lucky enough to obtain even this much. One should not be greedy. The puppet formations are split into 2 opposing sides, 1 Han army, 1 Qing army. If I'm right, the only way to gain Hanfei's true legacy is to use the Han puppets to wipe out the Qing ones, demonstrating a will to destroy Qing. Phew, destroy Qing, huh? Today marks the 130th day since I saved Hanfe. He suddenly thought to ask for my name. I was puzzled and annoyed that he interrupted my floating fortress design session, so I casually brushed him off. I told him, my name is carved at the end of the Jiazi path, in front of the warehouse. If he can defeat the EU puppet with Heaven's Seal level strength, then he can find out. Hanfei's skull was severely wounded by the Black Dragon art of the Qing royal bloodline, and he's barely recovered to Earth Seal Stage 6. He shouldn't be a match for the EU puppet, but I underestimated a Grandmaster. In the time it takes for one incense stick to burn, he pierced the puppet's chest armor with finger force. The blood jade was damaged in the process. He nearly died from the cranial wound. I'd already picked a scenic grave site for him in the valley. At last, I couldn't hold it in and asked why he'd risk death just to learn my name. It was so irrational, but his answer confused me even more. I don't want to keep calling you Qin person, because I hate the Qin Jiazi path. I don't know who you are, but to have made it this far proves you, like me, carry 9 blood. Can't see a soul in sight. Wait, could this be some sort of recorded message left by the puppet's creator? Triggered to play after defeating the puppet? Though the blood jade is damaged, this EU puppet still holds Earth Seal Stage 7 strength. 9 bloodlines normally can't overcome Earth Seal. Still, holding out for 60 breaths should be doable. So it's a time challenge, just survive to pass? Beyond this gate lies a small opportunity I've left behind for those of 9 blood. This is also the reason behind everything I recorded earlier. Chin Hua? That's the name of the Mechanism City's master? If you've reached this point, then you've likely already seen the sacred blood soil of the ancestors revered by the Rongdi tribes. But that's merely a sliver of what this inheritance contains. From the sound of it, did this elder dig up some divine treasure that boosts the 9 bloodline's power? By sheer luck, I unearthed a section of bone underground. From my research, I discovered it was the cause behind all the strange phenomena in the valley. Weird, where's this voice coming from? There's no speaker or anything. Then again, in a world with mechas, this kind of black tech doesn't seem all that out of place. Cross-referencing ancient texts, I concluded the bone likely belonged to a supreme grandmaster of the 9 clan. So, it's the remains of a supreme grandmaster. Hold on, that's not even a human bone. Benin path. Even though I only needed to show intent, let the Han puppets slaughter the Qin ones, and the grandmaster's legacy would have been mine. I just couldn't do it. My enemy is a grandmaster. Without a legacy, how can I take revenge? But I, Ling Su, am still of Qin. The Ling clan still bears the name of Qin. I have no hatred toward Qin. I won't betray my heart. I'll seek vengeance with joy and pride. That's the last shred of dignity I have. Otherwise, I'd be nothing but a walking corpse. So then, I won't take it. Conclusion: the intruder is a Qin person. Who's there? Still, you can walk my path. Icho path. After learning that the Grand Artificer's name was Qin Hua, Hanfe no longer referred to her as Qin person. The following records are just scattered daily notes. On the 171st day of caring for Hanfe, after toiling for ages, my floating fortress design finally began to take shape. To celebrate, I decided to take a proper bath. But unexpectedly, Hanfe was there when I undressed. His panic and flustered retreat, he didn't seem like any grandmaster. At first, I was confused why Hanfe freaked out so much. The next day, it hit me. I'd gone too long without human contact. I'd forgotten. I'm a woman. The Grand Artificer was a woman all along? That was never in the records. Wait, then based on everything we've seen, that means between her and Hanfe, things went that far? She once ordered her puppets to strip Hanfe completely, and then personally applied medicine to his entire body. The following entries, why are they all redacted as omitted? That's not like the Grand Artificer's usual style of casual note-taking. Humph, it resumes here. With handwritten notes again? Maybe it's just been too long since I've spoken with anyone. Even arguing with Hanfe is enjoyable, even without talking. Just watching him makes me happy. The Qin royal family's black dragon art is extraordinarily brutal. Even a former grandmaster like Hanfe can't fully heal his cranial injuries. He'll never return to divine demonic realms again, forever trapped at Heaven's Seal, constantly suffering headaches, so now, he wants to leave. We argued about it. From my view, he's no longer a Grand Master. Even if he returns to the Central Plains, he has no strength to change the world, he'd just die in vain. But what he said surprised me. Your heart is just like your puppets, cold and mechanical. That argument was not fun at all. Jiazi Path. Long ago, I found this giant snake skull embedded with blood jade deep beneath the valley. After consulting countless records, I confirmed it was the remnant of a Supreme Grand Master's divine demonic true form, specifically after returning to their origin. The blood jade embedded in it contains the martial intent of Ninely. Those with Ninely blood can touch the jade and sense its martial spirit. But there's a huge risk. If you lose control of your mind, the overwhelming hatred within will devour you, turning you into a beast. Why is every Ninely legacy so dangerous? I was extremely cautious, testing only bit by bit. It took decades, but eventually, I broke the chains on my Ninely bloodline and stepped into the Heaven Seal realm. I may be reckless, but I'm not dumb. I'll wait until I reunite with Shangli before deciding whether to touch it, otherwise. Xiaohao Bone. Why do I feel like the blood jade was activated by Xiaohao Bone? It's reaching toward me. This is a battlefield? These must be Ninely warriors. They're whispering something? This must be the lingering intent from the Supreme Grand Master's remains. Just a brief contact and I nearly got trapped. It's not just killing intent, it's hatred. Kill the royals. Kill them all. Kill the royals. Kill them all. Kill. Like hell you will. Xiaohao Bone. Go wild and eat it all. Devour this whole thing. Don't leave a drop behind. Come with me. In the final trial, I failed to resolve myself to destroy Qing. Why entrust the inheritance to me nonetheless? Come with me. As expected, it's just an ordinary puppet soldier. I don't know what method was used to install voice playback though. But, was I wrong all along? Hanfe's path wasn't actually about destroying Qing. But then... Humph? This place is... Regardless of one's status, high or low, all may practice the martial arts of the Han royal clan inscribed on this steel. The 100 schools diverge, yet all roads lead to one, that line again. But this time there's an extra note, engraved in the first year of the Zhang dynasty's Han kingdom? So that's it. Hanfe's path wasn't about destroying Qing. To receive a royal-level martial art, allow me to respectfully call Grand Master Hanfe my teacher. I finally understand your path. After all this walking, I've finally reached the end. This is Senior Chin Hua's workshop. These are mechanical technique manuals from over 500 years ago. If Senior Sister Zhao were here, she'd be losing her mind with excitement. This handwriting, as expected, it's Senior Chin Hua's. Looks like I'll find out what happened after her argument with Hanfe. Hanfe had only recovered 30% of his strength, yet insisted on leaving. I couldn't persuade him, so I activated the mechanized city. I never imagined the city I designed to seal the Ninely relics would have its first use restraining him, but I have no regrets, because through the mechanical bird's reports, I learned Han had been destroyed. Even if Hanfe returned, all that awaited him was sorrow, so I chose to hide the truth, letting him believe there was still hope to save Han. That day marked the beginning of the longest argument we ever had. I've always known how stubborn he is, so I gave him a chance. We made a bet, if he could defeat the strongest puppet I ever built, Fei Li, I would let him leave. He accepted, but then, he went back to calling me, Qin person. From then on, every single day, he challenged Fei Li, the puppet I had poured my heart and soul into. And every single day, he returned to his room covered in wounds. Until one day, the mechanical bird delivered a letter. Hanga Pass. The letter spoke of recent events. King Qing of Qin was nearly assassinated. The Zhou court rallied the world against Qin, forcing them to retreat to Hangu and surrender, returning the occupied lands, and thus Han was restored. I thought it was good news, since Han was revived. I had no reason to stop Hanfe from returning to the Central Plains, so I gave him the letter. He didn't look happy. Instead, he asked for all the letters I had received before, saying he wanted to understand the full sequence of events from Han's fall to now. I didn't think much of it and gave them to him. But once he read them all, he immediately fell to his knees, facing a certain direction. That day, I saw him cry for the first time. It wasn't until later that I understood why Hanfe cried. The Zhang clan replaced the Han royal line. His Han was still dead. Grandmaster Hanfe must have deduced Han's true doom through the political situation, which is why he risked everything to return, to give his all for his homeland. Senior Chin Hua didn't want Hanfe to be swept into the turmoil again, so she tried to keep him by force, but in the end. What's going on, Aneth Sheikh? Something's happening on the Jiazi path. That wording doesn't sound like a pre-recorded message. It sounds like someone alive is speaking. Could it be that Senior Chin Hua is still alive? Based on the records, a person with 9 Li blood must have come into contact with the Supreme Grandmaster's remains, causing their mind to be consumed by its lingering will, resulting in a loss of self and rampaging body, extremely dangerous. 9 Li blood? It must be the Huang. But how do I get to this Jiazi path? Senior Chin Hua, the person on Jiazi path is my companion. We entered your mechanized city with no ill intent. If our presence offends you, we'll leave at once. But could you please show me the way to reunite with my companion? Come to the position of Mount Zhen. Thank goodness, Senior's willing to help. Person with talent in tactical calculation, very good, come. Wait, I've been speaking with a puppet? Person with talent in tactical calculation, why haven't you moved? Now's not the time to dwell on that. Reuniting with the Huang is what matters. Central mechanism adjusted. Passage opening. Connection complete. Beep. Estimated arrival at Jiazi path in 3 breaths. Warning, due to proximity to Supreme Grandmaster's remains, blood and qi may destabilize. Discomfort imminent. Please prepare yourself. Senior, just call me Shangli. Understood, Shangli. Fei Li doesn't call herself Senior. Fei Li is just Fei Li. You're the Fei Li, Senior Chin Hua's ultimate puppet? Caution, 9 Li blood fluctuation detected, danger level high. Such immense pressure, that must be the illusion born from the Supreme Grandmaster's corpse. Scaled body, spiny back, twin wings. It's not quite as majestic as the legends say, but this is definitely. Yinglong? The Huang's definitely there. They're locked in fierce combat. The Xiaohao Bone is wrestling that flying serpent to a standstill. Xiaohao Bone, let me lend you a bite. Let's turn this snake into soup together. The out-of-control level of the 9 Li Supreme Grandmaster's remains is classified as Jiatir. It will cause chaotic surges of blood and qi across a 30-mile radius, extremely dangerous. Mechanized City Dintir restraints activating, click click click. Mechanism severely worn. Creak creak. Yanqi stone gate sealed, boom. Dragon suppressing vein lock, impressive. What an incredible piece of mechanical engineering. Praise for the master detected, per preset instructions, switching voice mode to register Xi note, great cluster scale. Ha, this 8-pillar mechanism was my ingenious design. Forged at great expense, when the core turns, it suppresses rampaging qi and blood. It's just a relic corpse, not the Grand Master himself, descendant of 9 Li. Raise your arms and cheer in worship. Fei Li, your voice. Fei Li switching back to default voice. The Master instructed that when descendants witness this device capable of countering a Supreme Grand Master's qi and blood, they must hear this statement repeated, with great passion. The 5 tones and 12 pitches work in harmony. Fei Li can mimic any voice. Of note, Fei Li's profanity lexicon is vast enough to curse for 3 hours without repetition. I can pretty much imagine Senior Chin Hua's personality now. Definitely a woman with a very sharp sense of humor. Fei Li? Are you okay? No need for concern. Fei Li's body was adapted to govern the mechanized city. Attacks above Earth lock 5th stage cause damage, but there's no pain. That attack just now wasn't from the Supreme Grandmaster's remains, but from the ninely-blooded individual. The 8-pillar mechanism can only seal the remnant's chi fluctuations. It can't restrain someone with ninely blood. Regrettable. According to records, the ninely-blooded individual's mind is classified as jiatir lost. Verbal communication is no longer possible, per protocol. Their rampaging fury, inherited from the relic, can only be purged through battle. When the master used the remains for cultivation, she also lost control at times. Every time, she purged her fury by slaughtering the surrounding wolf packs in the valley, blood-drenched combat to release the rage. Based on calculations, it will take a full hour of fierce fighting for him to return to his senses. Long battle ahead. Fei Li can briefly open the Yanxi stone gate of the mechanized city. Shangli, quickly lure the ninely-blooded individual out to the valley beyond. And seek out wolves for battle. No. Why not? The world has changed. The wolves in this region either migrated or went extinct long ago. This area became grazing land for the Rongdi tribes. If we release De Huang while he's lost to fury, innocent Rongdi people, many of whom are not warriors, will be harmed. This is not a time of war. To kill Rongdi now isn't slaying enemies, it's slaughtering civilians. Absolutely unacceptable. Fei Li's combat body has long been damaged beyond repair. The Jiatir protocol cannot be executed. The ninely-blooded one's chi is surging violently, and by projections, Shangli is no match for him. Recommending again, release the ninely-blooded individual from the mechanized city. Then I repeat, absolutely not. Blood. Xian Yuan. Kill. What's the worst that could happen? Either he kills me, or I beat him into submission. De Huang is my warrior. Of course his business is mine to bear alone. De Huang, because you possess ninely talent, I won't hold back anymore. Since the fury must be cleansed through combat, then for the next hour. Let's go all out and fight to our heart's content. Even though I was holding back, De Huang still caught the blossom cluster arrow strike with his mouth. In that case, I'll meet force with force. My shoulder bones cracked, but I can endure it. De Huang really is wild and unmatched. Though Shangli's power is formidable, her physical endurance clearly can match. De Huang? Switching voice mode to register Ju note, grand bell scale. Woof woof woof. Fei Li switching back to original tone. Based on projections, Shangli can't last a full hour. The Yanxi stone gate between Bingyin Path and Jiazi Path opened for just a moment. The other inheritor of the master's legacy has arrived. My left shoulder's injured. I can't use the Golden Crow 9 arrows for now. I'll have to dodge and stall. That's... Stop. Stay away from my De Huang. Even though he's lost control, there's still a way to bring him back. Don't hurt him. The stable boy from Xianling Dongluo. How did he end up here? And he's clearly using Qing martial arts. I see, then I'll help you restrain him. Why help me? Because you and I are both of Qing. Or rather, both Huaxia people, we should help each other. Then I thank you, but De Huang has lost his senses and is extremely violent. Please only try to distract him, do not get close. Regardless, this person's origins are unclear. I still have to be wary of his intent toward De Huang. As you wish. De Huang, let's go again. Still not high enough. De Huang! I think I heard Shangli's voice? Based on projections, every path in the mechanized city eventually converges. Shangli must have noticed the commotion here and rushed over. Xiao Hao Bone, make your bone Fong mountain bigger, thicker, and longer.